Hi everyone, good morning and welcome to the FinTech Final, FinTech Cup Finals. This is our second annual event sponsored this year by CIBC and PaySafe. Yesterday, 10 companies shortlisted from over 40 that applied presented their ideas to our judges, and from that group, 4 were selected to advance to the finals here today. Now, we were very impressed by all of the ideas that we got, and the judges had a really difficult time selecting, but we managed to narrow it down to 4 who are going to present today. So I'd like to congratulate all 10 semifinalists who presented. So what we're going to do now is have the 4 finalists present. We have some judges I'm going to introduce in a moment who are going to select the grand prize winner, and then we're going to ask you to help us select the People's Choice winners. So let me invite up now our judges, Brenda Clark, who's the Vice President of Payment Innovation and Integration with CIBC, Joy Ito, who's Director of MIT's Media Lab, Daniel Kornitzer, who's the EVP and Chief Product Officer from PaySafe, and Doug Steiner, the CEO of Every and our own Payments Canada board member. Okay, so now I'm going to introduce our finalists. The first company is Bri. The second is Fin AI. The third, MindBridge. And the fourth is Payment Rails. All right, so now, Bri, come on up. We're going to put 3 minutes on the clock, and you're going to tell us your story. There is not. Use at the podium right there.
Okay, great. Hi, my name is Arun Prakash, and I'm with Bri AI. Our primary goal is to help financial institutions, large financial institutions, better understand their customers by increasing their share of wallet and making them happy using their own proprietary data. The holy grail of marketing is one-to-one, and financial services has been talking about one-to-one for a really, really long time, and it's really, really hard. NPS scores and surveys are superficial and just a sample. How do you get a deep understanding of all of your customers? Well, we have a way. Let's take Jennifer. She has some products with the bank, and we know from looking at these numbers the value that she brings to the bank. But what value does the bank bring to her? And more importantly, why? So we look at the events and outcomes in her customer journey and match patterns to the events and outcomes in the millions and millions of other customer journeys in the bank to determine the contribution of each event to the value she places on the bank's products. So as we can see here, she's happy with her mortgage, and she's really unhappy with her credit card. And the data underlying these numbers tells us why. Whether it was a bad user experience, or a terrible customer call, or something more nuanced than that. And now the bank has the power to answer her frustrations or build on what's working to sell her more. So we answer the key questions that you need to know about your customers. How do they value you as a vendor? How do they value assets like homes and cars in your loan portfolio? And what is their ability to pay or finance? We do all that, and we also quantify the level of unintended bias and discrimination in the results so that you can answer the regulatory questions that come from the use of AI. We have 3 Fortune 500 customers in 3 different countries, including a financial captive with over $100 billion in assets. AI in the enterprise is happening now. Everybody's picking their vendors. The spend will be almost $50 billion in just a few years. Our customers choose us because we provide the total enterprise solution exclusively focused on the customer journey. Our team has beaten Gary Kasparov at chess, has built spaceships, has sold to enterprise and deployed in the enterprise, and has been doing AI research for over 15 years. So if you want to unlock your treasure trove of data to to finally get to one-to-one, please check out Bri AI. Thank you.
Well done. Right on time. Fin AI, come on up and tell us your story. Three minutes on the clock, please.
Thanks. My name is Scott Walker. I'm the VP of Growth and Partnerships at Fin. Fin is a personal banking and financial management assistant powered by artificial intelligence, delivered through your customers' favorite channels, including Facebook Messenger, Alexa, SMS, web chat, and others. We work with clients like ATB Financial and Thinking Capital, as well as a number of global banks that we can't mention yet, to help them add value to their client banking relationships. We've been featured in publications like USA Today and VentureBeat, as well as being selected Best at Show at Finovate Asia. We currently have 1.2 million in ARR, and we're going to be about 3 million booked revenue by the end of the year. If this is how customers banked yesterday, then this is banking today. In this ad for Alexa, Alec Baldwin is trying to sort out what happened the night before. Tellingly, he's holding his phone, but he's speaking with Alexa. This says to me that AI is the new UI. Customers already have the expectation of being able to order socks, check the weather, Google themselves to see what it is that they did last night and whether it made the news, and complete any tasks that they might want to do, all using technology that is responsive to them. Oh, sorry. 1.2 billion people use Facebook Messenger every month. 50% of your customers would prefer to chat to customer care than to call. And 69% of consumers already use some sort of assistant every 3 days. So if this is banking yesterday, then this is banking today. We do full-featured banking deployed in voice and message channels. This is already in field with our client ATB Financial in Alberta. What I'm showing you here is a quick search for transaction history based on category using PFM. We also learn over time about your client's spending behaviors and then make recommendations on savings plans, et cetera, to help them achieve their financial goals. This next example is showing money movement in Facebook Messenger, and again, this is already available for customers in field, in production with ATB Financial. Their customers can pay bills, move money between accounts, and do e-transfers. And the last piece I can quickly show you here is on customer care. We already have 300 productized intents and queries. We've built our entire NLP model from the ground up for this domain specifically, where the bot doesn't know the answer to the question. We pass to human, and then we take that updated content and retrain the bot so it gets better over time. The bank of the future is already migrating from being a utility to being a trusted advisor to its clients. If that's a conversation you're interested in, I'm wearing a bow tie so you can find me.
Well done. All right, I'd like to now invite up MindBridge. Where's the energy? Come on, we know you.
Hey, Max, thank you. Yeah, so there's a rumor that I speak fast with a French accent. I don't know why he started that rumor, but we'll try to solve that. You guys are awesome. Thank you for the fun in the last 2 days. So I'm going to sound ridiculous, but I'm going to try to convince you that we're making fighting financial crime and compliance issues as easy to use as using Facebook or Tinder. You can fight financial crime and reduce your compliance workloads with a new approach. We have 2 innovations. Sure, there's AI. It's MindBridge AI. I didn't put AI. But we also have a process innovation. The reason why we did that is because this happened in my previous life. I was exposed deeply into the SEC investigation with the Bernie Madoff case and very outraged by it. I couldn't sleep over it. And 10 years after, I was really upset because it's gotten worse. Financial crimes is actually the #1 type of crime right now. It's surging and exploding. And shareholders and society expect better than that. Journalists point fingers and say the failure of professionals to not catch financial scandals. So we thought about what if we could combine human and artificial intelligence, a hybrid approach of deep learning, machine learning, and AI expert system to fight financial crime. We assembled the Avengers team. I'm the Hulk. Robin Grosset was the chief architect of IBM Watson, and he's the Iron Man Stark guy. And then we have a lot of cool guys that are very experienced. One of our investors was a Scotiabank. And with MindBridge, you don't need to necessarily be plugged. You can take stuff out of your legacy system, drag and drop it, and the MindBridge AI auditor automatically figures things out. In 3 clicks, we call it CDAS, Case Detection as a Service, trademarked. You can identify, assess, and work right away. You swipe, you select yes, it's fraud or not, it's suspicious or not, it's explainable AI, it's easy to use. We have amazing proof point. BDO forensics team in the US says that with minimum adult supervision, anyone can do analytics or better. Thomson Reuters, thank you for the shout out to the CTO. They say that our capability goes well beyond anything they've seen. We find more cases of fraud and issues. The timing when we launched was perfect. 2016 was a very busy year, unfortunately, for fraud. And we discovered that what we did was the world's first AI auditor. Bank of England was the first central bank to apply us. They made headlines last month. And people talk about the fourth industrial revolution with a super AI auditor that regulates capital markets. We didn't know about the books. I haven't read the books, but we did it. So we are gaining a lot of traction right now. The Canadian government, Bank of England, Thomson Reuters, but a lot of financial institutions on Wall Street and Singapore are in talks with us. And we have 10 of the top 50 professional services firms using us. So we're going to IPO to walk the talk. When you're in compliance space, if you're not publicly traded, it just doesn't make sense. So we are probably skipping Series A and raising $60 million in the fall, given that we have revenue. I think it's one thing important to understand. Rome didn't fall apart because of bad technology. Rome didn't fall apart for, everyone think. Rome fell apart because of corruption and lack of trust in the institutions. That's when things went sideways and then the barbarians arrived. You know what I'm talking about here in terms of barbarians. So let's get to work smarter and let me know if you want to fight financial crime together. Thank you.
What French accent? What French accent? Thank you very much.
All those rumors.
Okay, finally, last but not least, let me call up payment rails.
Good morning. My name is Justin Reed. I'm the Chief Revenue Officer for Payment Rails. And our company, we've developed a mass payouts API for the freelancer economy with a focus on integration and the developer experience. We're moving to an on-demand workforce, connected by platforms. And we're seeing this in the massive growth of the freelancer economy. From 55 million freelancers today to over 500 million worldwide by 2025. That's 10x growth in the next 7.5 years. And with that market, if you're a freelance company, an online marketplace, a business platform, and you're sending money cross-border, there's just a ton of issues with doing that today. Costly hidden fees, it can be slow, payments can go missing, complex tax rules. Today we can send money to 200 countries in 150 different currencies. And to 60 of those countries, we can send a payment for $3 versus the bank option at 25. The market size is massive. For us, it's a $110 billion opportunity. And with that in mind, we've built out our solution specific to this market. You can white label the platform to make it as your own. We allow for fast integration, really as simple as dropping in our API, a line of code, 30 minutes or less. No setup fees, all the compliance screening, OFAC watch list, all the KYC, CDD, all built right into the product. And all the tax collection information, which is a complex regime for most companies across border. We also do live transaction monitoring. With that in mind, we're hyper-focused on integration. Through our API, through our widget, and through our web dashboard. And this is particularly important as we scale up market to other platforms that already have hundreds of thousands of customers that have cross-border payout needs. Our revenue model is simple. Transaction fees, foreign exchange margins, and monthly subscription. And traction to date has been really strong. In fact, we've only been actively selling the platform for the last 5 months. And in that time, we've booked 14 customers for a total payout volume of $325 million and booked revenue of $6 million. At that same time, we've developed an additional 62 deals for $30 million in revenue. And we feel like in the next 6 months, we can actually 5x that. Our team, we think, is world-class. Deep experience in the payments industry, sales and marketing, and web platform engineering. Tim and Furhan are co-founders with decades of experience in the payments industry, myself coming from Google and SaaS, leading sales revenue, marketing, and growth, and our VP of engineering, David Kobius, coming from Adobe and Yahoo. I want to emphasize our board as well. These are not just logos and faces on a slide. Scott Thompson, former president of PayPal and former CEO of Yahoo, is both an advisor and active investor in our company. Additional regulatory and banking expertise is provided by Matthew McGuire and Andrew. And we've got a number of new board announcements that are forthcoming. Thanks again for listening. If you've got challenges with cross-border payments, we'd love to hear from you.
Well done. Thank you all finalists. Ask you to take your seat. So now it's time that we're going to turn it over to you. I'm going to do something that I tell the companies that I coach never to do. I'm going to pause for 8 seconds. That's about the amount of time it'll take you to look down at your phone. I want you to open up the Payments Canada app, please, and scroll to the bottom. On the lower right side, there's a menu. All the way at the bottom of that, you'll see FinTech Cup. And this is where you're going to get to vote for your favorite. The two things I'd like you to consider as you're going to vote is, what do you think of the overall quality of the company? And the second thing is, what impact do you think it may have on the Payments Canada ecosystem? So the voting is going to be open until 10:15. Before we meet back here with for our closing keynote with Joey, we're going to calculate the results, and we'll announce that a little bit later today. The judges, in the meantime, are going to go off and consider the same things to pick the grand winner. Okay, so now it's time for the final coffee break of our summit. Thank you very much. Thank you to CIBC and PaySafe for hosting the FinTech Cup this year, and we'll see you all very soon.